Sula by Toni Morrison. Sula, published in 1973, is Toni Morrison's second novel. It's a complex, multi-layered narrative that explores the lives of two African-American women, Nell Wright and Sula Peace, from their childhood in the 1920s through adulthood. Set in a small Ohio town called Medallion, the novel delves deep into themes of friendship, betrayal, good and evil, and the impact of societal expectations on individual identity. Chapter-wise summary. Prologue. 1919. The novel opens with a description of the Bottom, a black neighborhood in the hills above the fictional town of Medallion, Ohio. Morrison explains the ironic origin of the name. A white farmer promised freedom and a piece of bottom land to his slave in exchange for some difficult work, but then tricked him by claiming the hilly land was the bottom of heaven. This sets the stage for the themes of racial injustice and deception that run throughout the novel. 1919. This chapter introduces the main characters as children. Nell Wright comes from a stable, conventional family, while Sula Peace lives in a chaotic household with her grandmother Eva and her mother Hannah. The chapter details the girls' different family backgrounds and the beginning of their friendship. It also introduces Shadrach, a World War I veteran who returns to Medallion shell-shocked and institutes National Suicide Day. 1920. Nell and Sula's friendship deepens. They spend a lot of time together, exploring their town and their own identities. The pivotal event of this chapter is the accidental drowning of Chicken Little. The girls are playing with him by the river when Sula playfully swings him around. He slips from her hands and falls into the river, drowning. The girls, shocked and scared, keep this a secret, marking the beginning of a shared burden that will affect their relationship for years to come. 1921. This chapter focuses on the Peace household. Hannah, Sula's mother, dies in a fire. Sula witnesses this but doesn't act, which Eva, Sula's grandmother, sees from the window. This event deeply traumatizes Sula and shapes her future actions and attitudes. The chapter also explores Hannah's promiscuity, and its effect on the community and on Sula's understanding of relationships. 1922 to 1927. These years cover Nell's marriage to Jude and Sula's departure from Medallion. Nell embraces a traditional life, while Sula leaves to attend college and travel. This divergence in their paths sets the stage for future conflicts. 1937. Sula returns to Medallion after a 10-year absence. Her return causes a stir in the community, who view her as an outsider and a threat. This chapter explores the town's reaction to Sula and her unconventional behavior. The most significant event is Sula's affair with Nell's husband, Jude, which destroys Nell and Sula's friendship. 1939. This chapter details the town's growing animosity towards Sula. She is seen as evil incarnate, and the community unites against her. Paradoxically, this unity leads to positive changes in the town. Sula becomes ill, foreshadowing her impending death. 1940. Sula dies in this chapter. Her death has a profound impact on the town, leading to strange occurrences and a sense of unease among the residents. The chapter explores themes of mortality, and the complex legacy Sula leaves behind. 1941. This chapter centers around a tragedy that occurs during National Suicide Day. Many townspeople, facing economic hardship, follow Shadrach in his parade, which leads to a tunnel collapse and numerous deaths. This event symbolizes the culmination of the town's struggles and the impact of Sula's life and death on the community. 1965. In the final chapter, Nell visits Eva in a nursing home and has a revelation about her friendship with Sula. She realizes the depth of her loss, not of Jude, but of Sula. The novel ends with Nell's cry of grief and recognition, "Girl, girl, 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 girl." Characters: 1. Sula. Sula is the novel's protagonist and titular character. She is complex, unconventional, and fiercely independent. Growing up in a household with her grandmother Eva and her mother Hannah, Sula develops a unique perspective on life, love, and morality. She is marked by a birthmark over one of her eyes, which is variously described as a stemmed rose, a snake, or Hannah's ashes, symbolizing her multifaceted nature. Sula's character challenges societal norms and expectations. She leaves Medallion to attend college and travel, returning 10 years later as a changed woman. Her actions, including her affair with Nell's husband, are seen as evil by the town, but Morrison presents Sula as a complex character who defies simple categorization. 2. Nell. Wright. Nell is Sula's best friend and serves as a foil to Sula's character. Unlike Sula, Nell comes from a stable, conventional family, and embraces traditional roles. She marries young and settles into life as a wife and mother in Medallion. Nell's character represents conformity to societal expectations, in contrast to Sula's rebellion. Despite their differences, Nell and Sula share a deep bond that is central to the novel. Their friendship is tested by Sula's affair with Nell's husband, leading to a rift that lasts until the end of the novel. 3. Eva. Eva is Sula's grandmother and the matriarch of the Peace family. She is a strong, complex character who sacrificed her leg, though the exact circumstances are unclear, to provide for her family. Eva is known for her strength and her sometimes harsh decisions, including setting her son Plum on fire when he returns from war addicted to drugs. Eva's character embodies themes of sacrifice, survival, and the complexities of love and family relationships. 4. Hannah. Hannah is Sula's mother and Eva's daughter. She is known for her beauty and her casual sexual relationships with many of the men in town, including her friends' husbands. Hannah's promiscuity and her casual attitude towards love influence Sula's views on relationships. Hannah dies in a fire, an event that Sula witnesses without taking action, marking a significant moment in Sula's development. 5. Shadrach. Shadrach is a World War I veteran who returns to Medallion mentally scarred by his experiences. He institutes National Suicide Day, an annual event where he invites the townspeople to commit suicide. Shadrach's character represents the trauma of war and the struggle for meaning in the face of chaos. 6. Jude Green. Jude is Nell's husband. He marries Nell partly to prove his manhood after failing to get a job, building a new road. His affair with Sula serves as a major turning point in the novel, destroying Nell and Sula's friendship. 7. Helene. Wright. Helene is Nell's mother. She is strict and status-conscious, having escaped her own past as the daughter of a Creole prostitute. Helene's character represents the pressure to conform to societal expectations and the desire for respectability. Motifs. 1. Fire and water. Fire and water are recurring motifs in the novel, often symbolizing destruction and rebirth. Hannah dies in a fire, while Chicken Little drowns. These elements are associated with pivotal moments in the characters' lives and often represent transformative experiences. 2. Birds. Birds appear throughout the novel, often representing freedom or the lack thereof. For example, the robins that appear when Sula returns to Medallion symbolize her free spirit, while Nell is associated with trapped birds, representing her confinement within societal norms. 3. Birthmarks and physical imperfections. Physical marks and imperfections, such as Sula's birthmark and Eva's missing leg, are significant motifs. They often symbolize the character's uniqueness or otherness, setting them apart from society in various ways. 4. Circles and cycles. The novel's structure and many of its events follow circular patterns, emphasizing the cyclical nature of life, and the repetition of history. This is evident in the generational stories and the recurring events like National Suicide Day. Themes: 1. Friendship and betrayal. The central relationship between Sula and Null forms the core of this theme. Their friendship, its betrayal, and its eventual recognition drive the narrative and explore the complexities of female relationships. 2. Good versus evil. Morrison challenges traditional notions of good and evil through Sula's character. While the town sees Sula as evil, the novel presents a more nuanced view, questioning societal definitions of morality. 3. The impact of societal expectations on individual identity. The novel explores how societal norms shape individual choices and identities, particularly for women. Nell's conformity and Sula's rebellion represent different responses to these expectations. 4. Motherhood and family relationships. The novel presents various models of motherhood and family, from Eva's sacrificial love to Hannah's casual attitudes. It explores the impact of these relationships on the younger generation. 5. The effects of racism and sexism on the black community. While not always explicit, the novel consistently addresses the impact of racial and gender discrimination on the characters' lives and choices. Genre: Sula falls primarily into the categories of African American